What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Blue Guardian, or the Guardian robot. So this is a repaint of the Siege Omega Supreme, which came out a while back. And there is a very, very subtle retooling on this, but most part it is just a repaint of that figure. And if you don't know, the Guardian robots were once the peacekeepers of Cybertron. They basically guarded the cities to make sure that there weren't uprisings, and they really kind of took care of the Decepticons and held them at bay. But then a lot of them kind of disappeared or, got passed on. And the one that kind of survived was Omega Supreme, and he was the only one that kind of had his own name and his distinct color scheme, his own personality. So that's kind of where Omega Supreme came from. He was originally a Guardian robot. So let's take a look at this thing, and I want to point out right away that there is quite a bit of paint on here. I was actually kind of surprised myself to see how much paint was actually here. So you got on the head, the white pieces here are painted. The face inside, underneath the face mask is painted. I will come in closer later on so you can actually see this up close, but I'm just going to show you from afar right now. Under this chest plate, you have a metallic silver, and that is actually changed. So the mold of the chest piece underneath here is new. That has been changed from the original. So that's basically the only thing I could tell that's actually changed from the Omega Supreme mold. Continuing down, you have white paint here, blue paint here with red accents. This is the same mold. It's just they've painted it differently than the Omega Supreme. So that's kind of cool. Silver paint here on the blaster. A little bit of silver details here. This is a shiny plastic. It's not painted. This also appears to be a shiny plastic here, but then there's a little bit of silver paint right here on the legs, here and here. Little accents here. Coming to the side, you've got some details here on the bottom of the leg. And then on the back, you've got painted detail here, and then white paint here. A little bit of blue paint here, which we'll see more in the base mode, but much more than I was expecting myself. So there's the close-up I promised you, and it's a really good looking head sculpt. It does have white paint here along these tubes. They're kind of a softer plastic. If you pull up on the head, you get some neck, which allows you to go down and back to there, and it rotates around. That's some pretty nice articulation there. If you want the, look with this on the outside, you can do that. If you don't want that, you can put it down, but it is meant to be up in this mode, but it does look good. But there's the head articulation. Right, continuing down with the articulation, you have a shoulder rotation on a ratchet. That'll go all the way around. Just stopped by the wings there. Out to the side on another ratchet, nice and strong. Rotation at the elbow. 90-degree bend at the elbow, gets you up to there. This can go in and out. On the other side, this hand can articulate, so you can open each of the claws. They're on a ratchet, but two of them are kind of softer. This one's kind of harder. And then you can fold these part of the claw in, so you can do that. And might as well show you now, since we're looking at it, you can use a blast effect here. So he could be blasting some Decepticons, and that looks pretty good. Continuing down, you have a waist rotation here, all the way around, nice strong ratchet. Legs go up to there. It doesn't quite go 90 degrees. It's basically limited to there. It's a little strange. Back to there, pretty much 90 degrees. You can go out to the side, pretty much all the way. Very strong ratchets. You have a rotation here at the thigh, and it does have a cut joint here. It ends up looking a little strange because of the blue and the white. That's where it's rotating, and if you go too far, it starts to look strange. You do have that. You have a 90-degree bend at the knee, so it gets you up to there. For the feet, you have ankle tilt up to there, but no forward and backward, just tilt. Coming to the back here, I just wanted to mention one thing. This backpack is actually just a tab in, so out of box, need to do this. There's two little tabs right here. They're going to fit right here into this white spot. That's how they secure. Otherwise, they'll be kind of flopping around on you. Make sure you get these into here. And they can be knocked out as you're messing with them. Now for his accessories, I did already mention you do get these blast effects. So you actually get 3 sets. You get this big one, which in my opinion makes the most sense to put right here. But of course you can put it anywhere. There's lots of little points all over him where you can attach these things so it looks like, you know, he's getting shot or whatever. They're all over him. But for me personally, I think they either look best here in the 2 arms, or you can put them on here on these little cannons on the top. I think that also looks really good. That's probably where I'll put it. But it's nice you have the options to put it kind of wherever you like. Right, the only other section you get here is the Lunar Rover here, little Micromaster. It's basically the same one we got with Omega Supreme. He's got white plastic, blue wheels here. The arms are supposed to peg in here, but they don't really stay that well. There's a radar dish here. Goes back and forth, and you can kind of pose that. It's actually ratcheted. If you come to the bottom, you can pull this peg down, and that peg allows you to attach him onto Omega Supreme. So the best place I found is sitting right on his shoulder. I think that looks the coolest. But you can also bring it and put it on the arm or any other place you see a peg, you can attach him. It's just a little hard to get the peg in, but I think the best place personally is right here on the shoulder. And it just looks like, you know, his little buddy there. But you can also transform him, of course, since he's a Micromaster. Open up the legs, fold in the little peg, come to the top here, just fold that down, bring the arms around, and there he is. It's got orange paint, silver for the face. The ears are a little wacky. This one, his left ear is a little bent. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if that's part of the mold or I just got a wonky one. Here's the back. It does look cool, and he does have articulation. Legs go up to there. Arms are on a ball joint. They rotate all the way around. Head doesn't move. So there you go for the Lunar Robot. And for a size comparison, there it is next to the Transform Element Optimus Prime and the Earthrise Optimus Prime. And I put both of them there because I know this is a retail figure and people may display it with their retail collection. But I know there's also a lot of people out there who are thinking of using this in a masterpiece display. And me personally, I think it works okay. It's a little bit on the short side. Now, if DNA Design gives us the upgrades for the legs, it could probably just be ever so taller. And for comparison, there it is next to the DX9 Gabriel, their version of Omega Supreme. And you can see he is shorter. He comes up to basically about his shoulder here. And I think maybe with the DNA Design upgrade for the legs, you might end up getting him just about the same height, maybe a little shorter. So you could make it work, but you can see the overall proportions of the body, you know, the shoulders, the head, the legs, everything's a little bit thinner and smaller. So it will look a little bit smaller next to Omega Supreme if that was your plan to display. Me personally, I'm not going to put him next to him, but it is going to be an MP display. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into his base mode. It is essentially the exact same transformation as Omega Supreme, but I'm going to do it here pretty simple. Go ahead and unpeg these backpack from down here. I'll allow you to take these. You can slide these out this way. And just set those aside for now because we're going to plug those in a little bit later. Go ahead and we're going to remove the arms. So just pull out from here. After you've folded this down, the whole section will pull out. We're going to take this, rotate these to the side, bring the arms up straight. Those are going to collapse inwards on both sides. Come to the inside of here. We're going to open up this. Same over here. And hopefully you can see all this. We're going to take this is going to accordion down and end up collapsing in and tabbing in. So get that tabbed in. These are going to come around and tab into here. It's a very big rocket, by the way. Go ahead and open these up on the bottom. And that's your rocket. We'll set that aside out of the way. Now we'll work on this. So go ahead and come to the front here and unpeg these. And I actually forgot to mention these, but you can have these open in robot mode and pretend that he's got missiles that are ready to fire. There's some missiles over here. That's kind of a cool thing, and they painted it red, so they did some nice detailing there. Just for fun, you can open these up, kind of like Starscream in his chest. All right, so open those up, open this up, that's tabbed in right here, fold that down. Not only do you take this entire chest piece here, which is the tank, it is pegged in very tightly, so you have to kind of pull it out. You can see there's the tab, and here's the clip. It's a C-clip. Right, so just set the tank aside for now. We'll take care of the rest of this base mode. Right, leave these straight forward. They're pointing outwards like that. Take the legs, rotate these up, and then rotate them back like this. Come to the inner thigh. You're going to pull out this panel here. Just going to make a little ramp. It's nothing all that important, but it's part of the official transformation. And you can set this down, and you do have to rotate the top part 180 degrees. That's going to sit like that. You can bring this down. All right, next we're going to take the tracks and go ahead and open them up like this. Come to the bottom, open up these feet, basically like stabilizers. And these have basically clips that are going to clip into here. It almost looks like the little base mode things, how those attach. That's how these attach. It's a very tight fit, so you got to really give it a go. Right, same on this side. Give that a really hard push. All right, and then rotate this around, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. And now we're going to take the tank and get him set up. So for the tank, go ahead and lift this up and out of the way. These are going to become little guns. Come to the underside, open up this tank tread and bring that all the way around. And open up this piece here. Allow you to take the cannon, flip it around. Make sure it's straight, otherwise it won't flip around like this. Right, rotate this the other way, then close this back down. Now I want to point out before I put this together that this actually can rotate, but due to the transformation, it can't rotate. It's very kind of silly. I don't know why they did it this way, but go ahead and close up this so it meets up here. This is going to come down and collapse in. There's a tab right here that's going to come on the inside, and you can tab that in, and it's also going to tab in right here. So give that a push. Make sure the head is collapsed downwards. Tab this tab right here in the middle there. And then this head is going to tab in. There's little tiny blue tabs that are going to attach to the head. It doesn't really attach all that securely, but that's basically it. You can pose those upwards, but there is your tank. Go ahead and take your rocket, and by the way, you can rotate this. That is a piece of articulation. It doesn't really do much, but you can rotate the claw hand. But get it rotated so that we have the door, which is, there's our door right here, facing the front. And there's Blue Guardian in base mode. And looks kind of cool. It's pretty big. One thing you can do is you can collapse this down if you don't like it. I mean, it's up to you, your style. You can collapse or, extend the end of the rocket. What I was talking about here with the door, you can open up this door here, open up that door, and then bring in your lunar rover, which is this little character here, and he'll fit right in that door. So you can kind of display him at a battle station or whatever, or he's about to take off. That's cool. And another little feature here is you can open up this door right here on the side of the leg, and you can take him again, or any Micromasters really, and just store them in there. I don't know how useful that is, but you can put some things in there if you like. And for the tank here, you can kind of roll it around the track. It doesn't really stay on. It does have two rollers here, not the best. You can articulate these up and down. This can go up and down. Fatal flaw of the tank is you can't rotate the turret. I think that's really silly. They should have designed this to be able to rotate. Of course, you can use your blast effects here with the tank, or again, any of the ports on this base mode. Obviously, for me personally, I think it makes the most sense to have these with the tank, but of course, you can display it however you like. And then for Lunar Rover here, or whatever his name is, you can display him in different places on the base, wherever you like, really. So, final recommendations on the Transformers Legacy Evolution Blue Guardian. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend it. I really like the robot mode on this guy. It looks really good. They nailed the proportions and the look overall. I would maybe prefer slightly longer legs, but I'm pretty sure DNA Design is going to fix that and give us the leg extensions. But other than that, I think the robot mode looks great. I like the accessories. The blast effects work well with this guy, especially in his little claw here. That just looks great. The Micromaster is whatever. You know, I have him up on the shoulder there. He looks fine. As far as the base mode, it's not my favorite base mode, but I really think most people are going to display this in robot mode because that's what the Blue Guardian is known for, right? He's in robot mode protecting Cybertron, protecting the cities. So I think most people will display him like this. So it doesn't really matter that the base mode isn't my favorite. But it does do it right. It's got the tank, it's got the shuttle, it's got the tracks, it's got everything you would expect it to have. So that's it for this review. Thanks to the Chosen Prime for sending this out, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.